This is a big day. Today is the day that we get to talk about this guitar, the Fender American Acoustasonic Jazzmaster. You're right, look at this beautiful offset, this long, giant body, this big humbucker in the bridge. This guitar might absolutely change the way that we play guitar. Now, I was skeptical because this is not my kind of guitar. I like acoustic guitars and I like electric guitars, and I don't like the mix of them. And I think that this, for the first time, I think this might actually cross the bridge and might make a whole new thing, might make something that is more than an acoustic guitar, more than an electric guitar. So let's dig in, let's show some tones. I have 2 amps because this guitar, it begs the question, what amp would you use with this? If it is an electric guitar amp, if it is an acoustic guitar amp, and it's very cool. So I have a Fender 5E3 clone on this side. This is my Guild. This is a 1953 Guild 66J. On the outside, on the inside, it's a 5E3 hand-wired clone with an optical trim. Find another one like it. It's amazing, it's awesome, it's totally mine. So on the other side over here is the Fender. This is an acoustic amp. They sent this to me a couple months ago. This is the Acoustic SFX2. Very cool stereo. So the way I'm gonna record these just real quick for the nerds of us, SM57 on this side straight into a Zoom H5. I'm doing a stereo mic coming off of the front of the Zoom H5. I have an A-B switch down beneath me where I can do one or the other. I'll tell you when I'm doing one or the other, but let's dig in, let's get some tones, and then we'll talk about what every cool feature on this guitar is and why it's so powerful and dynamic. Now let's get a bit crazy. Humbucker through an acoustic amp. But what if we added 25 decibels, let's say, of gain to that same... Same guitar. Now let's go to the 5E3. Go to the humbucker. So what if we mixed them? What if we put both on it? What this guitar is and what this guitar does. This guitar is a full-blown American-made Fender. It feels every bit of that. It feels comfortable, it's light, it's well thought out, it's really well engineered. The neck is incredibly comfortable, especially if you're coming from, it probably is more of an electric guitar feel to a neck, but it does, you know, I feel pretty at home as an acoustic player as well. Very comfortable. The strings feel great. They're heavier. I don't know what gauge came on this. They look like 80-20 bronze, and they're a little stiffer, but that's good. It feels more like an acoustic guitar, but you can still get some really cool electric guitar tones. The last thing you should know in the what it is section is that this is an active guitar. So that does mean that you're gonna have to plug it in. There is a battery inside. Now what's great is that it's a rechargeable lithium-ion battery. It's wonderful. It will last a long time. There are a couple things that you just need to be aware of. Before I was able to play this guitar, I had to charge it for the initial big charge. It took an hour or so, and it was totally up. So in the end pin here, there is a USB charger. And there's a little light. It tells you when it's charged. It tells you when it's dead. And it's fine. The one thing, just the tactile experience and the muscle memory of playing guitar is that when you're feeling around for the end pin, you always know that they're always centered. But with this, it's not centered, and so it's a little tricky when you're learning how to play it. You would get used to it, but it's a little different because it's a little off-center. If you're an acoustic guitar player, you already are used to having to keep track of a battery in your guitar unless you are using a K&K or another kind of passive system. Let's talk about what it does. So this guitar does a couple things that I don't think any guitar like it has ever done. One of the things Fender has done is they've stepped up the experience of opening this guitar for the first time so much. When you open this really cool zipper pouch that comes with it, you have all kinds of things. There's a USB cord. We'll talk about that in a second. But there's also like hang tags if this was going to go into a retail space. There's a sticker. There's a certificate of authenticity. Oh, as I drop stuff. Certificate of authenticity. How cool is that? It's a little thing that just makes you feel like this is a special and important thing that you're buying. On the acoustic amp, I'll run through all the positions. Position number 1. Now with the gain, pull it back off. Position 2. With the boost. Go back off. Position 3. With the blend. Position 4. With the blend. 5th position. So in the 5-way switch, we've already talked about position 1 is humbucker with volume and a gain knob. Position number 2 is the inside pickup within the guitar. The 3rd position is a rosewood OM in the voicing, and then with the blend knob, you get to blend in the body pickup, so you get more of the dynamics, more of the touch and the feel of the guitar, but it gives you a rosewood OM kind of feel. In the fourth position, you have a mahogany jumbo. And what's cool is that you get to, the jumbo is on one end, and then if you blend, you go to a smaller body mahogany guitar. I like this position a lot because it gives you a ton of low end, and you can blend between the two to where you have that bright and airiness of a smaller guitar, but then you add in some low end and some boom. It's very cool. It doesn't feel cheesy. And then when you get to the fifth position, this is where you are at full blown, like, let's call it a D28 and let's call it a J45. You're going between a round shoulder dreadnought and a square shoulder dreadnought between the blends. I think that this is my favorite tone on this guitar. Having played this guitar for a few weeks, I have two favorite positions and two favorite tones. Well, let's call it three. So in the fifth position up here, I love blending between these two. So that's all the way clockwise, and we go anti-clockwise, anti-clockwise. Been talking to too many Brits for too long. So this is more the J45 kind of sound. Hear that mellow, like it becomes tighter, a little less mid-rangey as it shifts towards the D28 sound, that more scoop sound. It's pretty impressive. Now it still sounds, I mean, let's not kid anyone, it still sounds like an acoustic pickup of a guitar, but it sounds super close. Like, we're getting better and better. The ones that get me are the super piezo sounding, like totally fake sounding acoustic guitars. This guitar is finally jumping that hurdle to get great tones. Now the other tone I really love is all the way back. When I go to the humbucker, I'm going to switch over here to this amp, turn you off of standby. It's bitey and it's loud. And then you can add some gain to it. This is my kind of third sneaky tone. So now the only things that I think could be problematic with this kind of guitar is that it doesn't totally sound like an acoustic guitar on one end, but no real pickup does. Like, you have to spend lots of money on a very good guitar to get a pickup and a guitar that when you plug it into a big PA system, it sounds like that actual guitar. Not a profile of that guitar, not a good sounding electric guitar pickup. It just sounds like your guitar louder. That is a really hard feat to tackle. Now this guitar is just a couple ticks inside of that. It sounds like a good, like I can hear how it sounds like a J45 and sounds like a D28, sounds like a mahogany jumbo, sounds like a maple jumbo, sounds like a smaller body 00 size. I can hear all of that. It works for me. I can get over that. The other thing that I think could be a problem with this guitar is this gain knob. This guitar is going to take a lot of your brain to like keep track of where things are, and that's fine. You're going to have to like pay attention to that. One of the situations that I'm thinking in which it could get you in trouble is if you're in position 3, 4, and 5 and you're blended all the way clockwise. You're using one of those voicings for an acoustic guitar and you forget and you kick back to the humbucker position 1 or position 2, and it just gets a little squealy, little loud. So you would be doing something like this. All of a sudden it's way too loud. Thanks to my friends at Fender for sending me this guitar. I'm very thankful to be part of the launch. This is a sponsored video. They sent me this guitar. They are paying for me to make a video, but my opinions are my opinions. They got to send me the guitar, and everything I get to say about it is my actual first take, my impressions of this guitar. There are good things about it. There are some things that are bad about it that you might need to think about before you buy one. Overall, I do think this guitar is really cool and does things that I don't know of other guitars that have done. Maybe a Chet Atkins in the early 90s did some of the acoustic tones, but this does them way better. And then other guitars maybe have a cool, like really hollow sounding humbucker, but you don't ever get the same in both. I think that this guitar is the future. I think that this is just the way that a lot of cool guitars are going to go. And as an acoustic guitar player, it doesn't scare me. And I was scared and intimidated by this at first, but I mean, it's very cool. And I've run it through its paces. I've been thinking about playing this guitar out because it just sounds and feels like a really comfortable guitar, and I've gotten my head around the controls now. So thanks for watching this video. Go watch their other cool videos about these guitars out there. Go follow Fender. Go check them out. This is a winner in my opinion. There's also going to be a link in the description below. That's a Sweetwater affiliate link. If you're really interested in one of these, pick one up from Sweetwater. They're awesome. They're great friends of the channel. And they just make buying guitars really painless. You get cool guitars. They're great people to work with. So check it out. Link in the description. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the thumbs up. That tells YouTube that these videos are helpful for people that are trying to figure out guitar playing, trying to figure out what guitars are best for them, that will help them be creative, help them discover new tones. I'm so glad we're in it. Thanks for watching. I'm Jeremy. I'll see you later.